Hey everybody, welcome back to the Infinite Regression. Oh boy, what an interesting time. Steam sale is on, Christmas just happened, and I'm still trying to review games, get some things off my list so I can put some more things on my list because, Steam sale. Anyway, so here's the deal. Today we're going to review one of my favorites, a game that I have been playing a lot of, and I figured why not just review it? I'm talking about Dungeon Siege. Now, I originally played Dungeon Siege back when it came out 20 years ago. Wait a minute. That can't be right. Yep, indeed, 2002 is when Dungeon Siege was originally released. And man, this game really, really blew me away back when I played it way back in the way back wins. Um, it's just so much fun. And so, like, it's funny because this is an old school RPG. Let me just start from the beginning. Before I start gushing, I need to tell you what the game is. So it is an old school Diablo esque, you know, clicky mouse sort of action RPG, and it's party based. Which you can see in all the gameplay footage. One of my dudes died because, and I have to give myself a little bit of cover here. The fact is that I had been, the problem is that I've been playing with the donkey for the first time ever. Got myself a pack mule in town. Decided normally when I play this game, because I've played it multiple times, normally when I go into Stonebridge, that first town that you come to, I will opt to purchase extra characters for my party rather than a pack mule. But because I was picking up so much loot already, because this game is crazy with loot, and I I was like, why not pick up a pack mule so that I can carry things and optimize my loadouts and then also be able to sell things when I get to other towns and be able to make sweet, sweet moolah. That has not worked out. What it turned into is me protecting an animal that is too dumb to not die most of the time. Like, stupid mule. He doesn't know what the crap he's doing, and he dies constantly. So yeah, I really, really hate him now because I've lost a party member, and it's mostly because my stupid mule can't get him. Like, he just keeps wandering into trouble. Like, a big part of the strategy of this game is like leading off small bits of larger forces and being like, hey, psst, over here. And then two guys instead of the like 27 that are in a given room, you get two, three guys to come follow you, and then you wipe them out, take a health potion, and then you do it again until you have whittled down the enemy forces. Well, the stupid mule doesn't know that, like, he'll just follow you. But when you're retreating, he does not follow you. And so, like, you'll be drawing off a bit of the enemy host, and he'll just stand there and get murdered. And it's so frustrating. And so I've taken to, like, not making him part of the moving party and just moving him after I've cleared rooms out, which makes it take so much longer. I want to sell him or let him die. Like, one of the two. I just, next town we come to, I'm going to sell everything on his pack and just let him die and start purchasing up new party members, because that's a better way of running the whole thing. Anyway, I tried something different than my usual with this game, just trying to mix things up, and I paid the price. Well, rather, a party member of mine paid the price. I can't even remember his name, but he was all excited to join my party, and now he did. So that's fun. That's a good time. Anyway, so yeah, that's how my gameplay has been going. But this game is super fun if you enjoy old school Diablo esque games, because this was developed by Gas Powered Games, but published by Microsoft. Yeah, that's right. It says Square Enix on the Steam page, but I am telling you, this game was published by Microsoft back in the day, and I was very hesitant at first, being like, oh, Microsoft trying to dip their toe into the dungeon crawler game? Really? How's that going to go? And it went very well. Now, this game was innovative for a lot of reasons back in the day. And the number one reason why it was so innovative was the camera controls, which, funny enough, playing it now, I'm like, oh my God, these camera controls are so janky jank. But games like this back in the day, it just, the camera angle was what the camera angle was. And changing it was kind of a pain. They didn't put a lot of thought into how uh, you might want to, it was all the whole isometric thing where you get this diagonal view and then they would just make bits of wall uh, sort of see through or make your outline visible through the wall so that you could know what your character was doing when they were being blocked by a wall. That was the old way of doing it. That's what Diablo did to a large extent. That's what all of your Baldur's Gates and Icewind Dales and games of that nature, that's what they all did. Well, this one, Dungeon Siege, was the first game where you could zoom way out. Like, you can play this on the map. Like, I remember I was doing that for a while where I was like trying to explore every nook and cranny of an area. And so you can fight monsters and stuff while you are in the map. They show up on the map, your character shows up on the map, and you just click on them and then they fight. And then your dude wins, probably. Hopefully, you've leveled them up to the point where they can win. And yeah, you can literally just play in the map the whole time and not even see what's going on. Or you can zoom way in and see from a, third person over the shoulder, looking at your character up close and seeing what they're doing type of perspective. And that was so mind blowing back in the day. Um, Even though it looks so janky now, so much of what has come after, like, I see the seeds of Skyrim and things being laid here in this game, and that's part of what brings me back to it. What really brings me back to this game and makes me enjoy it is the customizability of the character. This was the first game that I remember playing where you were maxing out character stats not based off of where you spend skill points and all of that, but based on how you actually play the game. Because your character's stat points, and you will see it in the gameplay, when we're using a lot of bows, that's increasing my dexterity. And when we're using a lot of melee weapons, that's increasing my strength. And and then you have a couple of other core stats. You have intelligence, which when you're using magic, which, I'm sorry, I'm really weak in magic right now, and I have been trying to build up my magic, but I keep getting my butt handed to me by the enemy, and so it's not advantageous for me to be using magic right now. If I kill off this stupid mule and get more party members, then I can start maxing out my character's magic, but not until then. So, yeah. Anyway, look, I don't know if a modern player picking up this game is going to enjoy it as much because there is a tremendous amount of nostalgia for me in this game because this is like me playing through it right now is like the fifth time that I will have played through this game, and it's fairly lengthy. It's a pretty big game. This was, very much like, uh, Diablo ruled the landscape for a long time, and then Diablo 2 came out, and minds just exploded. And so for a lot of other games, they had a hard time holding down any portion of the, dungeon crawler market. And Dungeon Siege was the first real competitor that Diablo had for a while. And so, yeah, the game is really well done. The character customization is really cool and really fun to play with. My party members are stupid and easily killed, and it drives me crazy that they are not better at protecting themselves. And that goes back to also the party management uh, controls and whatnot. Like, that's another thing that people really like about this game is that it's one of the first games that really took a lot of thought into, like, you can set up the baseline of what your party members' tendencies are going to be. Are they going to tend to run away when attacked? Are they going to hold their ground? Are they going to advance on the enemy on their own? All of these things are things that you can set up and really get dialed in. But if your party members are anything like mine, they are easily killed. So much more than I am. And I keep giving them armor and good weapons and stuff. They're still like, I'm gonna die super easy. Um, yeah, your first party member that you pick up will revive. She only gets knocked out rather than killed, but it's such a pain because she'll always die in the dumbest locations with like an enemy standing over her to spawn kill her every single time. Anyway, the game is not perfect. There are a lot of glitches. This is a game with visible growing pains. Um, you can really see the development of some of the things that have become standard in the, high fantasy RPG dungeon crawly type of game. Um, Things that are just known that we all do it this way that came out of experiments that this game was throwing on the table just to see whether or not they worked. And it's really, really fascinating to go back as a piece of gaming history. If you're like me and you're nostalgic for this game, picking it up for its sale price right now, which is 97 cents, I believe, if I am not mistaken. Hold up, let me double check. 97 cents. Normally $6.99. 97 cents when on sale. It's a more than fair price for hours and hours of fun. I really like this game, as you can obviously tell, but I'm also willing to concede the fact that nostalgia might be leading me astray. Anyway, let me put a final score on it and we'll wrap this thing up. Anyway, so I'm realizing as I was putting this together, I was just being nostalgic and also making excuses for my poor gameplay more than I was telling you about the game. It's really simple. You start off as a lowly farmer. Your lands have been invaded by the Droog, which are these like goblin zombie-esque type creatures. Anyway, and yeah, there's a great evil being stirred up in the land, and stock RPG everything from there on out. Like, I mean, the story is nothing to write home about, really, but it's the gameplay where this game shines, and it is quite fun and very innovative for its time, and still surprising today, some of the things you'll see in there. And that is why I'm giving it a 5 out of a possible 6 pack mules. I should have never bought that stupid pack mule. I regret it to this day. Um, my other character would still be alive. Stupid pack mule. Anyway, regardless. Um, but yeah, it's a very fun game. I highly recommend it. I once again take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if it's going to hold the same value for someone who is not nostalgic for it, but that's it. Anyway, ladies and gents, that'll do it for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.